How y'all doing today? How y'all doing today? Welcome back to the Count It All Joy podcast with your boy Will, and I'm back on that episode today. Today is an episode that I think I don't want to say I've been cooking up for a minute, but it's definitely something that I want to talk about and something that I'm still trying to apply, and I think it can help everyone, and I'm gonna apply it to what I'm doing now currently, but it can definitely help in everyday life. So today, well, first I hope y'all doing well. Again, I think this is the second episode of 2026. So hope everything is going well. I hope y'all have been, you know, feeling blessed, growing and all of that. But anyway, today I wanted to talk about, and I don't know what I'm gonna title it yet. Most of these episodes, some of them I figure out what the title's gonna be beforehand, but sometimes I'll finish the episode and I'll be like, oh, okay, I can title it this. Anyway, I'm not sure what the specific title is going to be, but today I want to talk about showing God through your sports. I'm going to give examples of your sport, but I would say more so making it more broad. Um, Showing God through your occupation or showing God through your, I guess, everyday life, but I guess that would be more so saying like showing God in your everyday walk. But I'm talking about like the things you do and the things that you do every day around other people. So, however that would be phrased, that's what I'm going to talk about today. And I'm going to give multiple examples from my uh, vantage point, which is collegiate athlete. So, yeah. But anyway, I think first, when I'm saying showing God through whatever you're doing, for me, I'm gonna keep it sports right now, and then I'll uh, segue to the workplace afterwards. But right now, we're gonna talk about sports. We need to be able to shine our light everywhere. When I'm saying showing God, so basically shining our light everywhere we are. And again, you can show that in your sport, you show that in your workplace, because that's a great place to practice that. I think a lot of times we all should have our own relationship with God, and it is intimate and it's between the two of us. But we have to practice that. Like we can listen to all the sermons, we can read all the Bible verses we want, but if we don't if we don't apply it in our everyday life in front of other people, and we don't take what we're learning behind closed doors and use it in our everyday in public, then it's fruitless. It's pointless. Like it, God doesn't want us to just build our relationship with Him and not, build a relationship with others and show what we're learning with others. So I think that's the main thing. Like being able to shine your light everywhere, not just behind closed doors, not just doing the right thing behind closed doors, but when you're in front of people. So it goes back to integrity, like, whatever you do behind closed doors or whatever you do in public, you want to do behind closed doors and vice versa. So this is something that people might think that, because I know when I was younger, you would think the people that did this stuff, they were showing God, which they were, but this isn't the only thing. So I would propose a question like, does showing God through you mean quoting Bible verses every 30 minutes, or uh, when you're in church being the loudest one to sing, or passing out and doing all that stuff? Not, I don't want to get theatrical with it. With some people it's genuine, but we've all met those people where every other word coming out of their mouth is a Bible verse, or they're saying God in every sentence, which is good, but that's not the only way to shine your light and show God through you. The main part of it is the main way we show it is through our actions and how we react to things and how we respond, and how we carry ourselves, most importantly. So yeah, part of carrying yourself is making sure that we're acknowledging God and giving His due diligence, which is in everything. But just with the words we say, that's not enough. We have to show it with our actions, with our emotions. Again, with the way we respond to things, the way we carry ourselves. So that's one thing I would say. Just because, somebody who's quoted Bible verses, that doesn't, yes, they are partially uh, spewing God out, but it's more to that than just the verbal aspect of it. I'm gonna go into these. I have multiple and several, a proliferation amount of examples, uh, for me and with basketball. So, uh, it's been a journey for me, honestly. I feel like I've gone to the point where it's just second nature for me. Like it's who I am now. But a few years ago, like even maybe freshman year of college, I was still navigating the process between competing and still being show everything I'm doing, making sure it's with love and showing God through it. So these examples, I have a good amount of them. So stick with me. So first, I want to do on this part, and this might be a little bit. It's not a touchy subject, but it might be like, man, I don't know how I'm gonna stop this. But me being fully transparent, my mom's gonna cringe when she hears this. But I used to use all the profanity in the word when I was mad. When I was competing in these games, anything and everything was said between those lines. And that's just me being fully transparent. During these games where it was tense, people trying you, people foul you hard, I would call them any and everything. Um, and I would say anything to get under their skin. Now, I wouldn't talk about people's families or uh, anything like that. I wouldn't go personal, but I would definitely be calling people out of their names. I would definitely say anything really. Besides, I wouldn't go personal. I made a vow not to go personal, but I would use all the profanity in the word to make sure they knew I wasn't going and to make sure they felt small when they were trying me, thinking that they were better than me. And obviously, that's a wrong mentality to have. Now that might be normalized in society, but it's not the right way to go about it. And I know that now, but when you're competing and um you're not keeping God in the center of that competition, then it leads to those things. So, uh, yeah, I used to use profanity a lot, and I don't anymore, thank God. But it's like it would get really bad in the heat of battle. That's when it would fly out the most, where it was just, man. Obviously, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna use any examples on here, but that's a part of where I feel like we all can get better, and again, I'm putting it to sports because shoot, that's where you learn. That's where I was hearing profanity for the first time. I wasn't hearing in the household. I never heard my mom use curse word. The worst word I heard my mom use was, uh, she said, "Shut up." Uh, one time she was spazzing. I anyway, I heard her say, "Shut up," and but besides that, I never heard my mom, so I never heard it in the household. Where I was hearing it was with my teammates when we were competing on the court, when I was at the YMCA playing, when I was at AAU, that stuff. So, but I think with that, I brought that up to say, I'm trying to be transparent here, but I brought that up because that is not of God, right? So many different layers. Just using profanity in itself, it's not of God, but then also using it to try to belittle and demean the opponent. It's not even worth it. Like it doesn't amount to anything. So that's why I would say with that, like that's not using profanity and then also using profanity against the opponent or against your teammate or even just using it in general. Like it's not needed. And that's something I know now and I've learned that now and I was taught that from the beginning, but it doesn't matter what you were taught, you have to apply it yourself. So that's why I would say that I would say profanity is a huge thing and it's also biblical with that. And that's why I want to go into this verse. And my mom always used to say this. And when she always used to say this, I'm like, I'm saying yes, ma'am, but in the back of my head, I'm like, you just don't understand. Like it's hard, right? It's hard. But I'm gonna say the verse first. It's James 3:9-11. This is NIV version. Most of the time, these verses that I'm reading after, it's usually NIV. I read King James version because that's what I was brought up on. But sometimes I have to go NIV because sometimes they're speaking a little bit too flamboyant for me. So, but that's why it's cool that I use the Bible app every day. But it's cool because you can look at the different translations, and I don't go too deep into the translations. I feel like all these different translations, somebody got to be translated the wrong way. But that's another topic for another day. Anyway, let me get to the verse. James 3:9-11. With the tongue we praise our Lord and Father, and with it we curse human beings who have been made in God's likeness. Out of the same mouth come praise and cursing. My brothers and sisters, this should not be. Can both fresh water and salt water flow from the same spring? So basically, my mom, I forgot the exact phrase. I feel like it's the King James version. She would quote it as, but basically was saying like, kind of what the end of it said. Like fresh water and salt water can't flow from the same spring. I'm mad I can't remember the exact verbiage, like the explicitity of it that she used, but I don't remember what she said verbatim, what she always would say verbatim, but it was the gist of that. Like we can't use, the whole point of the verse is we can't say all these, that we can't use this type of language. We can't speak death. We can't say these certain things and in the same breath saying, "Oh, I love you, God. Thank you. I appreciate you. I love you." Blah blah blah. Like it doesn't work like that. We can't have our cake and eat it too. We have to honestly we have to pick a side. So it says like with the tongue we praise our Lord and Father. We curse human beings with the same tongue, and it shouldn't be like that. So uh that's something like when as I've gotten closer to God, it's something I have to not even sacrifice. It's not even a real sacrifice, but that's something I have to eliminate. Like I can't. Yeah, it was natural, just cursing, just yeah, especially when I'm angry, like just letting it fly. But once you get closer to God, it's like okay, we have to pivot, we have to change certain things, and that was something that a huge transformation in my life, and it helped. And there's other things you're not just gonna stop, right? Just because you say you're gonna stop, it's reasons why you're doing it. It might be the music you listen to, it might be the shows you watch, it might be the people you hang around, and sometimes you can't help. Uh, Especially as I get older, I'm not finna tell. I can't tell my teammates to stop cursing. They're grown men, right? I like they know I'm not cursing, but and sometimes, and I remember my mom used to say this, and I didn't really understand it at the time. No, I did understand it, but it was just like it was cool hearing it. Like when you're around people who don't, I remember my mom used to say because I never heard my mom curse, so she said she would have coworkers or friends who, they curse, they use profanity all the time, but when they're around her, they censor themselves because they know that she doesn't curse. So when you have that effect, it's a good thing. And yeah. So get back to the point though. It's hard to. It might be hard to balance competition and you know your relationship with God. It shouldn't be. It should be. It's together. It doesn't have to be mutually exclusive, right? It's these things go together. Everything can tie all these things can tie together, right? There's nothing wrong with competition. There's nothing wrong with competing, and I'm gonna get into that a little bit later. But you can do both. And again, I'm gonna give you guys some examples because uh I've definitely I feel like I've gotten to the point where it's I've gotten to the point where it's like, hey, I can balance both. I can still do what I want to do, and still make sure I'm being of God. Of There's a balance. So I said that to say, and my mom, she's not gonna like hearing this because we'll never see eye to eye on this. But if you know me, you know I love trash talking. I feel like I came out the womb trash talking. Like I don't know. I've been blessed with the gift of gab, and smack talking, trash talking is something I feel like I'm second to none with. it gets to a point where it's levels to this, right? And I know I know there's so many different variables of trash talking and so many different genres of trash talking. And the trash talking I used to do back when I told you I was using profanity, it was mad easy. You could call somebody out their name, say they were this, and then add the curse word, and it enhances it by 10, right? It gives it way more emphasis. That's what I used to think back then. But now, the trash talking, don't think it has to cease. It does not have to stop. Right? I'm still letting this trash talk fly. None of y'all are safe. It's just way more intricate. It's more thoughtful now. Like I can really get in my bag. Like I can dig deep in there, pause. And there's a way to talk trash and still not be evil or malicious with it. Uh so like I was saying, trash talking does not have to cease. And I'm gonna give you some examples. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of sauce. All right. I don't usually give away my tips because I'm still actively competing. But I'll give you guys a few examples of how to talk trash, and you can agree or disagree with me. I really don't care. Uh, but how to talk trash, and I would say still not cross the line, and still you're doing it with love. Um, Simple as this, and these are simple lines, right? So look, first one, that's a terrible shot. I didn't use any profanity. I didn't call him by his name. I didn't say anything. I said that's a terrible shot. But it can't just be, oh, that's a terrible shot. You have to make sure that the person hears it. You look at them, eye contact. Oh, that's a terrible shot. Oh my, what are you doing? Like you have to make sure he knows. Then you look at the coach as well, like, what? Oh, that's a really bad shot. You have to add the emphasis on it. Look, at that point, you are in your opponent's head. Now, either he's about to get mad and try to shoot another shot, try to prove him wrong, or now he's gonna be a little bit more tentative and not take those shots. Depending on who it is, certain players you don't talk to like that because they have the green light and they can shoot whatever. You also have to pick and choose who you talk trash to. I talk trash to everybody, but it's certain trash talk that you can talk. But that's when you're a pro. You guys aren't pros with the trash talk, so I don't want to get into the intricate details. All right, boom. Like I told y'all, that's a terrible shot. We're gonna segue that into, oh my, your coach is about to take you out. Oh, you finna get subbed. That hurts. You take a bad shot, and then your opponent says, oh, you finna get subbed out. I've said this on so many different occasions, but most recently, we had a conference game, a big conference game a few days ago. It's a tied game with 20 seconds left. They call a timeout. They draw up a play. This player shoots a terrible shot. A post fade. They're down 2. He shoots a post fade with 12 seconds left. We get the rebound. I say, no. No way that was the play that you drew up. There's no way. I'm looking at the coach. I'm like, there's no way that was the play. There's no way. That's a terrible shot. And the game was already over, but sometimes you gotta put something on the wound. Let me stop. But it's stuff like that. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything out of turn. I'm not calling anybody name. I'm just talking about the game. I'm keeping it strictly basketball. So boom, we have that's a terrible shot. We have your coach about to sub you out, brother. I'm not gonna lie, you finna get subbed. I wouldn't take that shot again. Hey, you better not turn the ball over again. You're about to get subbed out. Now they're in their heads. You have another one. This is simple. We've all said this. You can't guard me. That might be the most simple but disrespectful quote, phrase, independent clause you could ever say to somebody. You can't guard me. It's as simple as that. Like you just can't guard me. And don't. I'm giving you guys free material. It's simple. It doesn't have to have any fanny in it. It doesn't have to be anything else. Just you can't guard me. All right, next one. Hey, bro, you need to step up. Now this one you use after you spark one in somebody's face. Hey bro, you need to step up. Hey dog, I will put a hand up. Hey brother, you're lacking. Hey, what are you doing? Like just let them know, like, hey, you need to play some better defense. That's not gonna cut it tonight. All right. Next one. This is a good one. Hey, you should call for help. Y'all not gonna help this man? Y'all gotta leave him on the island like this? It's bad. It pride gets in the way when you say that. When you feel like somebody is playing defense and they're getting busted and they feel like they need help, pride gets in the way. You should call for help. All right, boom. This one I can't even say this is my material. I heard this a few years back and I started using it. Hey, but this is a good one. Hey, he with us, y'all. He with us. He with us, y'all. He with us. What does that mean? He's obviously on the other team, but he's playing as if he was on our team. Like he's playing. His play is so abysmal that you think he's with we think he's with us. He's playing so bad you think he's throwing the game for us. You know, so that's another one I love. Hey, he with us, y'all. He with us. Boom. Let's go to another one. Nah, you're selling. You're selling. What does that mean? You're throwing the game. You're intentionally trying to lose. Obviously, he's not trying to, but his play, it's leading to that. He's intentionally trying to lose the game. That's what it seems like. Bro, you're selling, dog. That's crazy. Then you look at his teammate. Yo, guys, selling. You not gonna tell him to chill? Like, he's selling. Like, you gotta let him know. Boom, another one. This is one, it could lead to a little bit more. So you gotta watch you say this too. But simple, right? But it's when somebody's getting a little bit disrespectful or they're talking a little bit out of turn. Hey man, I don't know why you talking to me like that. Like you doing something. Then you look at their teammate. Why is he talking to me? He don't even play like that. Why is he talking to me? You just gotta let him know. Look, tread lightly with that one. Cause then it's gonna be like, oh, I'm talking to you, bro. You know, people get like that, but that's when you gotta pull out sometimes once a game. A lot of times where I'm at now, I don't have to get to that level. But sometimes when people talking crazy, man, you're like, I don't even know why you talking to me like you doing something. Like, why are you talking to me? But I just want to give a few examples, a little bit of my material, of how trash talking you can do it without profanity. Because everything that you can say, it doesn't have to be, with some derogatory term or vulgar comment. It doesn't have to be that. So I wanted to give you guys those examples so you guys know I'm not just talking. Like, it might seem a little bit facetious, but I'm being serious. Like, this is stuff that I use and I've learned over time that you can, at this point, I say you can't have your cake and eat it too, but with this you can. I could trash talk and I could still make sure I'm doing it with love. I'm not calling anybody out of name or doing it out of turn or being mean in a sense. Because at the end of the day, it's still competing, but there has to be a healthy competition, and where we're not trying to demean somebody or make them feel small at the end of the day. And you can disagree with this, but this is how I've learned it over time, and I feel like this has been working for me, and I can sleep at night, and I'm not calling anybody out of their name or anything like that, or using profanity. All right, boom. I think another thing too that we can do, and again, I'm relating this to sports, specifically basketball, because I play basketball. But again, I'm gonna try to segue this into the workplace and occupations after this. Showing kindness during the battle, right? So showing kindness through amidst the battle, I think that is a huge thing as well. It's kind of a hard, I wouldn't say it's a hard thing to do, but people have a hard time balancing the two because you feel like if you're competing, like I've learned this, and this is what and I'll get to this. I'll give examples how it's kind of hard and how it's some stuff being kind to your opponent is shunned upon sometimes. Uh, so let me give a few. I'm trying to give examples of all of this so you guys cannot. So I'm not just saying it, but I'm actually, painting a picture for you guys. So something I've adopted again over time. When I was growing up, I didn't used to do this all the time, but every time your opponent falls, help them up. I've had teammates who, and I know where they're coming from because it's in the heat of the battle, and you're trying to, sometimes they might even slow down the game where we're trying to go over what we're about to do next play, and I'm over here helping them up. But I've had teammates be like, Will, what you doing, bro? Why are you helping them up? And I'm like, dog, like, bro, like, what you mean? Why am I helping them up? But it's just a mentality. But I think that's a part of being kind. Like during the battle, like yeah, we battling. I'm trying to. I don't want to use murder, but or kill, but I'm trying to win, right? I'm trying to make sure I'm trying to do everything in my power to win. And but that doesn't mean I have to get out of character, get out of body. Like every time your opponent falls, help them up. What's wrong? What's wrong with that? Um, a hard foul, make sure he's good. Hey, yo, my fault, bro. I wasn't trying to hit you like that. Just make sure they know that stuff I do every game. I don't usually foul, thanks be to God. When you play a long time, you kind of know how to stay out of foul trouble. But yeah, every time your opponent falls, help them up. That's what I do every time. It doesn't. It's a lot of times, not a lot of times, but a few times, it's been where I go to help them up, and they'll just look at my hand and wait till their teammate helps them up. It's cool. It's been that same game. The same person fell. I went again to help him up. He didn't go for my hand. It's cool. I'm gonna keep doing it. Like you're not about to make me feel. It is what it is. Like you fall, I'm gonna reach for you. If you right there in front of me, I'm not gonna just walk over you or see you on the ground. It it takes nothing for me to do that. And there's been times where they didn't go for my hand at first. Then after the second time I did it. Then they they're probably man whatever. They just let me help them up. Like it's not that deep. Like it's just I'm trying to show love, still trying to be kind in those moments where yeah the tensions are high, but hey that doesn't mean I'm gonna be out of body. Doesn't mean I'm gonna act differently. So that's one example, y'all. I think this is kind of a given, not the first part, but the second part. But you know how you dap each other up. They make us dap each other up at the end of the game. But I say dap them up before too. Uh, One thing I try to make sure I do every game. Sometimes uh, I might miss a person depending on how fast the tip off is, but I try to dap them up before the game. Try to make sure to be like, hey, bro, go do your thing out there. Like I don't want you to win, but I don't want you to play terribly either. Like it doesn't just because you play, you could drop 100 points. If we win, that's cool. I just want to play my best and I want us to win. So you could drop 175 points with 37 steals and 67 blocks. I could care less. But yeah, I think that's another thing too. Like, and you don't have to do this. This is just stuff that I do that I'm telling you. These are examples of showing God through your sport and through competition. And that's the main thing. Like, this is competition. This is a competitive. These are competitive sports that I'm talking about now. Basketball, obviously, but you can do this with football. You can do this with whatever. Like, just we're competing out there, and we're trying to fight to the end. But there's still ways to be kind and be compassionate. Like I said, dap up before and after the game. I just try to make sure that I have a friendly disposition and I'm not. I don't seem above reproach or anything like that. I want to make sure that um I'm down to earth and this game is bad. That the game we're playing is just a game. I love it. I'm passionate about it. I put blood, sweat, and tears into it. I'm infatuated with the sport, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna lose myself because of the sport. It shouldn't work like that. It shouldn't be like that. And if you feel like it's to that point, then you have to look yourself in the mirror and reanalyze what you're doing. And that's just the truth. So that's why I would say that this is something I do again. You guys do not have to agree with me. These are just I'm trying to give examples of how I feel like you can show God through uh, your sport, and I'm specifically talking basketball right now. Um, hey, this is something that people, we have, especially men, but people in general have a lot of pride. And then you add a man that plays sports, even more pride. Sometimes somebody does a move or they make a shot, and I'll tap them on the behind. Hey, bro, that was tough, dog. Good shot. Hey, keep shooting. Hey, good steal. Hey, good defense. Like, just it takes nothing for me to say that, and it is what it is. Like, if that's like you saying that they made a good move or they made a good shot or they uh played good defense, what is that doing for you? Is that taking away from your play? Is that giving them an edge? No, not for me. I'm still gonna go out there and still try to, again, bust you. But I can still give credit where it's due, and I'm always give credit where it's due. If you hoop it, you hoop it. Like if you balling, you balling, bro. So it's like that's something I do every game. Like it was literally we had a game yesterday, and today's Sunday, yeah. So we had a game yesterday. It's a 4 point game. The guard drives in. He euros my big. Ha ha lay. 2 point game, like a minute left. I was like, ugh. Oh my, I said that was tough. I almost dapped bro up. He was running past. We was running down the court. I was about to dap him up. I'm like, oh, I'm tripping. Some minute left in the game. Like, now look, I have dap people up. Like beginning of the game, somebody does a tough move, I'll literally dap them up. I've definitely done that before. Now I dap people up throughout the game. But I'm saying they made a tough move, I'll literally dap them up as they run down the court. You don't have to do it. I'm not even saying you have to go to that extent. But I don't know. I just got to the point where I can do both. I can give you credit where it's due, but I don't have to. I don't lose any edge with that. I'm still gonna keep my foot on the gas. Like it doesn't slow me down any like at all. Now there is another level where I reach when I feel disrespected, but I don't know. That's more so. Sometimes every time I feel disrespected, great things happen, but I don't want to always have that type of like I don't want that all the time. So and I feel like guys give me the ability, the IQ to get the job done without doing all that, without even get to that point. But yeah, those are a few examples. Like just like I said, helping your opponent up, dapping them up, letting them know that shot was tough sometimes. Like, hey, I was smooth. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, even complimenting somebody's shoes. Like, I remember last game, some dude had there was some sexy Kobe's. I don't know. It was like my second time seeing those. I'm like, oh, my, oh, nice. You like, appreciate it. It's as simple as that. It's not hindering the process of winning. It's not, it's not doing anything but just giving him a compliment, showing a little bit of kindness. Like, hey, just gave him a compliment. It's just stuff like that where it might seem small, it might seem pointless, but in the grand scheme of things, it leads to just your overall joy of what you're doing. When you can do little things like that, I've definitely, again, I told you, I've been on both sides. I've been on both sides of it where I'm literally in face to face, pause, cursing somebody out, letting them have it, getting texts. Like I've been there. And now I'm also on the other side where it's like, look, oh, I do all that. Like, hey, bro, good shot. Like, it is what it is. So, that's why I would say with that, y'all. Like, it doesn't. I'm just trying to give y'all examples of again showing God through what you're doing, and I'm talking about these sports specifically right now. And when it's competing, because competing, the tension can get real high, and it's hard sometimes to keep God in the center of it. But it's not. It's definitely not impossible, and it's not a reach either. It's right there. I'm telling you from experience. It's definitely plausible, more than plausible. Another thing too. Now I've been talking about opponents this whole time, but we also have to exemplify God with our teammates as well. I think first, being unselfish. So taking accountability yourself. Look, I'm the point guard, so I have to know where everybody has to be. I have to know what play we're running. I have to know where I'm supposed to be. I have to know what plays to run when the other defense, when the other team is in a certain defense. I need to know when things are starting to break down per se. Like I have to know all these things. And sometimes my teammates might not know, or they might mess up. They might turn the ball over. They might take a bad shot. Me putting my head down or just like, bro, what are you doing? That's not helping. That's not helping the mission. That's not helping any of us. Uh, so sometimes hey, bro, that was me. My fault. I should not put you in that position. Hey, bro, I could have caught that pass. Hey, that's on me, bro. I should have whatchamacallit. Like, it's nothing wrong with just take accountability, even if it's not your fault sometimes. Sometimes you just need, hey, bro, that's on me, bro. I should not put you in that position. Like, I think just trying to um show grace, show mercy, right? Just trying to make sure that you're uh again, just being unselfish, not thinking about yourself. I think that's a huge part of showing God through your teammates. Another example, being patient with them. Again, I've had teammates on all this side of the spectrum. I've had teammates who are professional players, G League, overseas, in the NBA. I've had teammates who they're wide open, 53s, they might make 10. I've had all different types of teammates. You have to be patient with all of them. They might not know exactly what's going on sometimes. And that's where you walk through. That's where you walk with them with it. You might take them aside. It might be during the game, it might be in practice. Sometimes a lot of times you have to invest the time outside of the battle, outside the game, outside the practice, and walk with them. Let them know, hey, okay, tell me what you see here. Okay, well, this is the play, so you're supposed to do this when this happens. But if this happens, they're playing it. Okay, I need you to do this. I need you to back door. I need you to set this flare screen. I need you to set this pin down. I need you to set this cross screen. I need you to, flash at the free throw line. I need you to do like it's just different things, like talking to them and just being patient with them, making sure they know that you're with them, and and that it's okay for them to mess up sometimes. Now they continue to make the same mistakes over and over and over. It's time for you to get on this bench, brother. Go and sit next to coach, and we'll talk about it later. But you know, everybody's gonna mess up, so you start to be patient with them. I think another thing too, speaking life into them. Like a lot of times, I hear mine. I'm thankful. Like even looking back, I'm extremely thankful because it was how I was brought up. But then I know how God made me. Words don't really move me a lot of times when it comes to when I feel disrespected. Then it's different. But you all the screaming or you saying something or you saying I'm doing something wrong, I already know. Like this is the thing with me. I try to hold myself accountable at all times. So whatever you say, whatever the coach tells me that I'm doing wrong, or my teammates tell me that I should have done this, I already thought this thought 3 or 4 times. So you telling me it's just letting me like reiterate it, and it doesn't move me because I'm harder on myself than anyone else. So I think I say that to say like God has blessed me to be able to take certain things and when somebody might be demeaning or belittle or saying the wrong tone, I'm not taking it as that because I'm like, hey, it is what it is. But some people aren't like that, right? And you have to speak life into them or they shut down. And when I noticed that, I have certain teammates who, I've had certain teammates who you scream at them or you call them out in front of everybody, they shut down. So sometimes all the time you have to speak life into them. And just let them know that you're there and that, hey, bro, we're good. Keep your head up. I'm with you. Like, don't even worry about it, bro. I don't care if you miss that shot. We trust you. I want you to take that shot 1,000 times. You're good. Don't worry about it. Like, we with you, bro. We trust you. We believe in you. Like, just speaking life into them. Trying to, because sometimes you have to make them make them psych themselves out because sometimes it's hard, man. Like you could be playing a terrible game and you're in your head, and that teammate who you respect comes over there, hey, bro, you good. Keep your head up. We with you. It's a lot of game to play. Let's go. Keep going. I've seen that help people flip the switch and they're back into the game. So just speaking life into your teammates, making sure that you're loving them and taking them along the ride. Pause and just uh pouring into them, right? Filling their cup up. Oh my. I'm sorry. It says CJ Stroud just threw 4 interceptions in the first half. Ugh. Hey, speaking of that, I hope his teammates are speaking life into him right now. Anyway, um, picking them up when they mess up, kind of same thing. They mess up, they shoot an air ball, they throw a turnover, their dude scores on them. Hey, bro, we good. Let's go. Next play. Again, I've had teammates who I'm doing it with, and it doesn't get any better. They throw another turnover, or they get scored on again. Come on with coach. Now it's time for you to sit on the bench, brother, and that's fine. I didn't lose trust in you, but right now you got to sit down, and that's just being honest. But still pick them up, like when they mess up. Don't let them drown in their sorrow. Don't let them feel sorry for themselves. It's a team sport. Everybody has to work together. So I think that's another part. Uh, Another thing too, all these things are intertwined, but holding them accountable with love. Again, kind of when I said, like if you're playing terribly, you might need to sit down, right? Or you're not a good defender. Hey, bro, you're a cone, but I need you to try your hardest, and we're gonna help you on the backside. We're gonna have help side defense. We're gonna be there. You're gonna have your goal. You're gonna have this mud. I just need you to hold up as much as you can. Um, or look, bro, you're not talking enough on defense. You're not communicating. You're not in this help side. You're supposed to be in the defense. You're not rotating on defense. Hey, bro, when I'm driving, you're in the lane. You're not in the right spots. If you spot up at that corner, you have a wide open three. Hey, bro, you're supposed to be in this dunker spot. You're in this dunker spot. It's a wide open layup, a wide open dunk for you. Like just being accountable, but not saying, bro, what are you doing? And I've been there where my teammate is in he's in La La Land. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Because we've gone over it so many different times. And that doesn't help. That's holding them accountable. It's not holding them accountable with love. They might feel like you're trying to show them up. So that's why I would say with that, like holding your teammates accountable with love and showing them that you're there for them. And you're going to be a realist. You're going to be real with them. You're going to uh, let them know what they're doing great and what they're not doing is great. But doing it with love where they know that, hey, it's not coming from a malicious place. They're just trying to help me. Now, I'm going to try to segue these things. I know I've been talking for a while, but I kind of still wanted to segue this into the workplace. I want to give a few examples, again, from my experience as well. I've worked a good amount of jobs up to this point, and this is how I feel like I've tried to shine my light through these places. And again, I play sports. I play basketball, so a lot of my life experiences where I've learned. That's why I feel like everybody should play sports, but it doesn't have to be that. But you just learn yourself so much through sports because there's gonna be so many ups and downs, and you have to find yourself through those times, and you're going to get tested, and your true self is going to come out. So you just have to be ready for that. Anyway, applying this to the workplace or the workforce or your occupation. I feel like sometimes going out your way to speak to coworkers, that's a great way to shine your light. That's a great way to exemplify God. It's kind of different for me because I don't mind talking to people. I actually like talking to people. There's sometimes where I don't want to talk to people. So it just depends. But there's sometimes where I don't feel like talking to people and I still hold a conversation with them. Just because, I might notice that this coworker, nobody there at this desk. And I used to work at this place called Stratix. And I was working in the shipping department, so I was like boxing up devices, programming them, and shipping them off, putting them in the FedEx pile, putting them in, the UPS pile, USPS pile, stuff like that. And sometimes I was working on the building on my break, and I would see certain people. Sometimes I would go to the lady's desk, and I would sit there. I'll go to the receptionist, and I'll sit there and talk to her for 20, 30 minutes. Or I'll go over here and talk to this person for 15, 20 minutes and just see how their day was going. Just trying to go out your way to speak to people, relate to people, build a rapport with people, and not just stay in your little hole, stay in your little box. Especially if you're going to be working there, like you want to. I'm not even saying do it to build a friendship, but just showing your face, you might make their day. Like just letting them know. And this is why when I say making your day, it helps. My next point, it helps this complimenting them from time to time. I'm not saying drown it, like overdo it, like you don't gotta OD it, but I see a lady, I've always noticed when girls they have certain makeup on or they change their hair a little bit or they have a certain lipstick. Everybody can manage lipstick, but they might have the eyeshadow or the mascara or they might have arched their eyebrows, whatever it may be. I usually notice those things. So if I notice it, just compliment them. Let them know that it looks good on them. And sometimes y'all gotta be. I'm gonna tell you this firsthand. Sometimes you gotta be careful with that because I've had to learn the hard way. Sometimes they take it the wrong way. You compliment them, and they take it as you trying to hit on them. And I've gotten in trouble in my relationship, complimenting a girl, and she think I'm trying to tap in. Like, whoa, slow down, brother or sister. I ain't on that. But still, it doesn't stop me from doing it though. Like just complimenting them from time to time, man or women. Like just letting them know, hey, bro, where you get those shoes from? Oh, those shoes hard. Hey, bro, that sweater tough. Nah, I like that hoodie. I like that hoodie. Where you get that from? Send me that link. Send me that link. I might give me one. Like just, complimenting them, letting them know. Like just, trying to. You never know what people are going through behind closed doors, and how much you might make their day just speaking to them, just talking to them. So that's what I would say with that. Like at a workplace, especially, I'm thinking of Stratix because I was working, I worked there for like 2 or 3 years straight, and 2 or 3 summers straight. And I mean, you see people who are working there for 10, 15, 20 years, and you just get to see how their life is and how much time they put into this. And if people didn't work these certain jobs, now that's another topic for another day, but people didn't work these certain jobs, like the world would not function. So it's just appreciating that and, just trying to pour into them as much as possible. So I would say that also recognize something they're interested in and spark up a conversation about it. I remember there was this dude, shout out Timmy, man. Uh, he's not listening. Or he might be, I don't know. But again, another person I was working with at Stratix, and he was around my age, but he was kind of an old soul. Like he was probably the age I am right now. At that time, I was probably 19, maybe 19 or 20. I don't remember, but he was like 23 or 24. He was around that age, and he was my generation, but he would carry himself like he was 30 or 40, and it was cool to see. But we would talk about certain video games, we would talk about TV shows, all of those different types of things. And I was obviously a sports guy, and I could tell he wasn't really into sports like that. But I would hear him having other conversations, or he'll bring up certain stuff, and I would listen and be like, okay, oh, okay, he likes these type of video games. Oh, he watches this type of show. I remember one I found out he liked anime, and I'm not an anime fan. I don't know if I can categorize myself as that, but I have watched a few different anime shows. I got a homeboy who he's an older guy, not older, he's like 27, 28, but he put me on the anime. And he watches anime a lot. And I've watched a few shows, maybe like 7 or 8 shows up to this point now, or maybe 6 or 7, I'm not sure. But uh, he, I watched the first couple. He put me on to the shows that I've been watching, and so that's why I know about anime. Anyway, once I figured out that he was an anime fan, I was like, you know what? I'm not even an anime fan, but I'm gonna bring up one of the shows I watched, and see if he watched it. He did, and we had a whole 30, 40 minute conversation on it, and just trying to, uh, like I was saying, I recognized something that he was interested in. I sparked up a conversation about it. Now, the day, especially if you work in a 9 to 5, and sometimes it's longer than that. Sometimes it's 9, 10, 11 hour shifts. And those conversations, when I tell you the longest days at that job, and I know this is the same thing for everybody, but the longest days were when people, it was, no one was talking. Everybody was just to themselves. Somebody was in the mood. Somebody was arguing with their wife the night before. They didn't want to talk to anybody. Those were the days that were the longest because it's just you. You just sitting there. All right, the time is going by slowly. You keep looking at the clock. You looked at the clock. It was 10 o'clock. You looked at the clock. You feel like it was 2 hours ago. You look at it, it's 10:42. It's like, bro, time is moving in slow motion. But when you spark up these conversations, when you talk to them, when you relate to them, the day goes by quicker. So I'm not saying to do it so the day goes by faster, but that is a result of just having conversation. Relating to these people, building a rapport with somebody. This is something I've learned, and sometimes it's a game in the game. I'm not gonna give any specific examples because I'm just not. But there's a game in the game, and sometimes you have to play that game. And there's a bigger thing where I talk about playing the game, but I'm not gonna get into that. But I'm gonna keep it the topic I'm talking about. But always be the bigger person when you have an annoying coworker or annoying boss. Always have to be the bigger person. Again, I'm not gonna give any specific examples, but or personal examples rather. But yeah, there are gonna be coworkers. They're gonna have bosses that you do not like, where they go on power trips, where they flex their power a little bit too much, where they think just because they have a certain title, they can talk any type of way, or they can do whatever, or they can say this to you or say that to you. Like, you have to be a bigger person. But I would say also, like, with that, can't let them walk over you. Absolutely not. I think when you carry yourself a certain way, some people might think that, oh, you're a pushover. Let them know immediately. Hey, I'm not going for that. I'm here to do my job, and I'm here to help in any way I can. But you're not gonna talk to me crazy. You're not gonna call me in my name. You're not going to try to belittle me or demean me. None of those things are going to happen, or will they happen if it's up to me, right? It's not gonna end how you want it to. So I think just setting that boundary. But if they're annoying, they're saying this. Your boss is like, "Oh, what were you doing at this?" Like, just sir, blah blah blah. Yes, sir, I hear you. Okay, keep it pushing. You don't want to go back and forth with them. Even a coworker that they're annoying, or they say this, they say that. You might hear them talking behind your back. Like, you can't worry about them. Again, I didn't write this verse down, but it just makes me think of it as I'm talking about. Like, we're not battling with flesh and blood. It's something great. It's something deeper than this. Like, we battle against principalities, and we're not battling against the people. We can't look. My mom always would tell me that it's not the people that we're going against. The devil's trying to get at you. So I think that's another thing too. Like, be the bigger person. It's sometimes it's just the devil using them, right? And we have to be cognizant of that, and uh, yeah, just let them have it. Sometimes you just gotta let them have it. Like, hey, bro, for sure, you gotta let them talk to themselves. So that's what I would say. That being able to, there's way more examples I could bring up, but I didn't notice I was talking for this long. But these things can be applied in the workplace, apply in whatever occupation you have, and just trying to, use these things to your benefit. Because I think these are ways you could be a beacon of God's light and show God through your actions. Uh, so yeah, I think a verse that my mom, again, mom always will say these verses, but it was a certain part. But I'm gonna read this whole. It's like 5 verses. I'm gonna read all of them though. But it's something my mom will always say. I'll tell you the specific part she will always say to me. But Luke 6:32 through 36. It says, "If you love those who love you, what credit is that to you? And if you do good to those who are good to you, what credit is that to you? Even sinners do that. And if you lend to those from whom you expect repayment, what credit is that to you? Even sinners lend to sinners, expecting to be repaid in full. But love your enemies, do good to them, and lend to them without expecting to get anything back. Then your reward will be great, and you will be children of the Most High, because He is kind to the ungrateful and wicked. Be merciful, just as your Father is merciful. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, I just kind of remember saying this. I don't know if the last episode or the episode before, but I said He's going to bless the wicked and the people who aren't for Him and the people who are for Him. Both of those people will be blessed. Both of those people will receive blessings. He's going to be merciful to both. But I just want to mention that because I remember me talking about that part. But the point of this verse, or these array of verses, if you love who loves you, how are you different than anyone else? You're not, right? Sinners love who love them. Sinners dislike who dislike them. Sinners do good to them who do good to them. You're not different when that's like the bare minimum. What separates us from, people who aren't living for God is when we love our enemies, when we do good to them, when we're the bigger person, when we still show them love, right? When we still treat them how they're not treating us, right? They're treating us poorly, but we treat them the right way. We treat them as a friend, even though we know they're not our friends, but we still treat them. And when I say that, I'm not saying, oh, we're hanging around with them, we let them talk to us any type of way. No, it's like they're calling you out your name. I remember, look, I'll give you an example. It was in the game, bro. We were playing against some. See, I was about to call the team a certain name. Let's just say they weren't a very good team, all right. And it was one dude that came in the game. He didn't even start. He was coming off the bench. I don't even know how much he played the first half, but second half he was just talking crazy. And I was like, bro, what's good with you? And he was just cursing, wilding. I just told bro, I said, hey, bro, that's sad, bro. I was like, I don't know what you got going on at home. That's unfortunate, bro. I was like, you ain't got to talk to me crazy like that. Like, I'm not about to get into it with you. Like, it is what it is, bro. It's just sometimes all the time, you have to love the people who don't love you. And that's fine. That doesn't mean you have to sit there and kick it with them. But, hey, pray for them. Let them have it. Hey, bro, you got it, dog. I'm about to get into it with you. Just because you said something crazy about me, I'm not about to say something crazy about you. I don't have to go. It doesn't have to be eye for an eye. Right? So that's what I'll say with that verse. I think I want to bring that verse up because kind of going off, you dealing with certain coworkers or bosses, it might be hard. Just letting them have it and being a bigger person, but we have to do that as followers of Christ and loving the people who don't really love us or aren't showing love to us. Like, we just have to go out of our way to do that. And sometimes that's what you have to do when we're trying to follow God and be our best selves for Him. Kind of what I already said. You just don't want to look like everybody else. You want to look different. You want to be able to not blend in with the crowd. You want to be able to appear and appear different than everyone else and not be the same. Because the world is a worldly place, so most people aren't living for God, even if they say they are. But you can see a fruit by you could tell a tree by the fruit it bears. My mom always used to say that. You tell a tree by the fruit it bears. So you can tell who somebody is by their actions. And you can. Most people look the same and they do the same things, but you want to be able to look different and separate yourself from others with your actions and the things you do. This is a verse that I think I said a few times in the past episodes already, but Romans 12:2, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you'll be able to test and approve what God's will is. His good, pleasing, and perfect will. It's as simple as that. Like, just, you don't want to look like everybody else. Don't feed into what this world has to offer. Don't be like these other people. Don't um, revolve your actions around what other people do. Like where we have a greater calling, and um, when we live our life separate from the world and we live our life for God, then we'll be able to see His blessings and we'll be able to have a different paradigm on life. And again, like it says, then you'll be able to test and approve what God's will is. His good, pleasing, and perfect will. So I think that's part of it. Just we can't conform to this world, and we can't live for this world, and we can't love the things in this world. We have to love God most importantly and keep Him the center of everything. But wrapping up, I know I've been long-winded a little bit, but I wanted to, I don't know, I kind of wanted to talk about this, and I wanted to give examples, several examples on it, and maybe it can help you guys in your everyday life. But yeah, I kind of want to wrap this up saying like, pray, and this is something I pray every day. Pray that you can be a beacon of God's light, and that you're able to um, show God through your actions each and every day. And I just that's something that we can pray and pray to be different. Pray to not be like everyone else. Pray to be a leader, not a follower. Pray that God speaks to you through each and every situation, and that you can react to things better and respond to things better. Because this is one thing I was telling my brother. I was chewing him out one day, and I was saying, bro, like life is it's about how you respond to things. And I was like, life is about how you respond to everything, good and bad things. So I was like, life is, and I kind of felt, I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of, because it was on the fly, it was on top of my head when I said this, but I was being serious though. I'm like, dude, like it's about responses and how you respond to everything. If you respond to winning well and you respond to losing terribly, you need to reanalyze, right? You should be able to respond. You're going to respond differently to everything, but you want to be able to respond the same way in everything. And that's responding with love, responding how God wants you to respond. And that's in the good and bad. So, anyway, I said that to say, like, I think we just need to pray for God's guidance and pray that to Him to show you how you can carry out and be a beacon of His light throughout your everyday life. Because it looks different for everybody. Everybody's in different situations. But I say for me, I think this is how God wants me to carry out His plan, uh, live for Him. But for you, it might be a little bit different. I feel like a lot of it's similar, but, some of us don't play sports. Some of us don't work a 9 to 5. Some of us work at home. So just that might be when you're on the phone, you might be on the phone with people all day. It might be different. You like going out your way to have a conversation with them outside of the business call you're making. Like it's different for everybody. So that's why I say I just want to bring up these different examples, and hopefully you guys learn something from this. This is something I'm still feel like I've grown immensely in, and something I'm thankful that God has given me the guidance and the direction on. And I just wanted to pass this along, and maybe it can help y'all. And let me know what you guys think and what your experiences with this stuff is. But yeah, y'all, I hope you guys enjoy, man. Hope you guys can learn something from this. I appreciate all the love and support. Continue to like, share, and subscribe. Continue to follow all the pages. Continue to follow the Spotify page, the Apple Podcast page. Follow me on TikTok, even though I don't like TikTok. Subscribe to me on YouTube. Follow my Instagram pages, my main account and my podcast account, Count All Joy Pod. It'll pop up on Instagram. All the links are in my bio for both of those Instagram accounts. And yeah, y'all, I appreciate y'all for listening, man. Let me know again, comment. Let me know what you guys think. What else you guys want to hear? What else you guys want to what else you guys want me to talk about? Let me know what you guys are enjoying. And yeah, just let me know your guys' experiences with things, and yeah, just how you guys go about these certain things. But I appreciate you guys for listening. I'm thankful for all the support, all the love. But yeah, y'all, stay blessed, stay prayed up, keep God first. Love, attitude, gratitude. And I'm out.